Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 108.
108.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
Always changing inventory online and in the shop.
And they are on the way from the airport to Walt Disney World. Very easy place to stop.
Yeah, very convenient.
Yes, and PixieVacations.com. If you're looking to take advantage of the fall value season this year, give them a call or write to them online at PixieVacations.com. They also gave us a prize this year.
That's right.
Or this week.
This week's show. Also, Maple Leaf Tickets. Now back again, our official ticket agency. Great deals. The best deals on tickets in town. Let's get started. We went to Epcot. We love Epcot.
Epcot is my personal favorite park. If I could be there every day, all day, I don't think I'd ever be bored.
So relaxing, so much fun. And this particular trip, they had something new. It was only going to be there for a few days. It's Share a Coke.
Right, and they still are sharing Cokes around the country, so you can look that up online. But we got in line, had our wristband.
Yeah, they gave out wristbands in case you wanted to come back later. They said we had to be in line before 3:30, so it did end early. This was held right towards the exit of Ice Station Cool, but nicely, smartly in the air-conditioned former Communicore area.
Right, air conditioning is always welcome, especially when it's in the 90s
It was super duper hot. So a nice Coke sounded really good that day.
Except that neither of us drink regular
That's right.
Coke.
I'm a
you drink
Diet Coke. That's right. And you're not a Coke drinker at all, are
No.
you? You like Sprite.
Just little bits of Sprite.
Too bad you can't have your personalized Sprite can.
I know, but I probably wouldn't drink it. I would just keep it as a souvenir.
And you know, that's what we need. More souvenirs around the house.
We don't need any more souvenirs, like, ever. I mean, so many things.
But we really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was fast. And they really can accommodate any name because they actually did print it. I studied the can, and it was actually a film that went over the can. So they actually did print. They printed that Jeff and then put the film that says Jeff over the can.
I didn't study it. I thought there were like certain names. So anyway, it was very fast. So it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. And I think very soon we're about to see our official picture sharing the Coke with our friend. And you are my friend that I shared. See, I shared a Coke with my friend Denise.
Well, thank you very much. And now we have 2 more souvenirs laying around the house.
So, of course, we ventured out into Epcot, and notice a little bit of Flower and Garden still stays with us, but I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I think it's because of the construction project where I think the water main broke, and we've been told that there might be a sinkhole over here, a little sinkhole.
Right, I think when the water main broke, there was a sinkhole developed, so they had to bring in heavy equipment to get everything fixed. We talked to somebody higher up. It sounds like everything is going to be better than ever when it's done, so it's not really a construction, it's a repair project.
But we don't know exactly if it's not officially been said a sinkhole. But
right, who knows what it really is. But it
That's
will
what
be
we've been
fixed.
told
It
by
will
cast
not
members.
sink into the ground, so that's a good thing.
And we headed to Canada. We were heading to World Showcase. I have a family member who had a birthday that I haven't yet sent a gift out, and I thought I would go around World Showcase because she always gives me items from around the country, around the world.
Right. She's very creative, so we thought, well, this is the closest we're getting to go around the world. So she would have loved some fine bear nuts.
I would have liked to have gotten her some nuts, these nuts.
Moose nuts, perhaps.
But they're chocolate, and they wouldn't have made it around World Showcase.
So we had to scrap the nut idea. And then we thought of soap for a minute, but then you remembered there was other soap elsewhere?
No. I already had soap in mind. This is a little more expensive. Some
Beaver
soaps
butt soap, though.
Some soaps are like $10. I had a
Moose spit.
I had a $25 gift card, and we have 10% off. That was what I was planning to spend.
That was the limit. So it's fun to do this.
So I ended up with this lollipop maple leaf lollipop for $2.95. We ended up getting 6 items for $25, so that was a pretty good deal.
Now, when you were looking around the shops in the UK, I snuck off to this establishment here, the Rose and Crown Pub.
But you didn't buy anything.
I did not buy anything. I was tempted, but I knew that we were on a mission and we had very limited time. But it was air-conditioned, and it made me want to get back in there as soon as possible.
We actually had to move around World Showcase pretty quickly because we had haircuts in Harmony Barber Shop.
At the Magic Kingdom. We'll get to that. But one thing we should mention is, if you like the Rose and Crown, there's tons of merchandise now. New merchandise.
Right, last week, all of a sudden, like, this took over, half the store of the Sportsman Shop. And so if you love the Rose and Crown, you can buy T-shirts or a bag. This
nice metal sign you could put if you have a home bar or something.
Right, they didn't have this last week. And then they also have new coasters, which they didn't have last week.
I love it. I think the design is great, and I think they did a great job with the merchandise there.
And I agree with that. We're heading to France now. This is a nighttime shot I took that day. We didn't have a daytime shot to set it up. But I took the tripod around. We took it around and took some pictures.
That's right. We'll get to that later on at our return to Epcot. But first, why don't you say why we were in France?
Well, we stopped to get the Macaron ice cream sandwich. They already had the chocolate one, but then they have a new vanilla one. But we also picked up a baguette. To me, this is one of the best bargains in Epcot. $2.95, you get the full baguette, $1.95 for the half baguette.
And it doesn't always come with the butter, but if you like, I don't eat butter, but you do. If it doesn't, just ask and they'll get it for you.
Right. And again, delicious, and it fills you up. And we stopped to get some, again, the macaron ice cream sandwich. Last time we got the chocolate, that was a few months ago, and now they have, it's like the flag of France.
That's right. And yesterday was Bastille Day.
Yes, it was Bastille Day, but we weren't at Epcot yesterday.
We were not. It was raining very hard, so we wisely stayed home.
And the macaron ice cream sandwich is $3.99. That's the same price as getting a single scoop. I think, again, another bargain. And delicious.
I like these Mickey Mouse displays on that would make me want the ice cream right there, regardless of how good it is. But it is wonderful. And again, I love the macaron.
The macaron, everything is made there. The ice cream is made there, and the macarons are made there. So I think that's, it's delicious in a little package.
So a very similar color scheme, red, white, and blue, but this time for the United States of America.
Right, and we headed here. We were going to, I didn't know if we were going to pick up a gift. Don't think I picked anything up here. I had in France a small cat soap.
Right.
And I didn't even notice this. Where was I?
You were in the store looking at this soap.
They had beer soap. I did not buy it. I think it was closer to like $10, so it was a little bit over range for what I wanted to pay.
But it's really cool. I like the whole design of the beer soap.
I did too. So I thought that would have been something I thought about. And we're also going to
You discovered some very interesting
Moonshine. I have never seen Moonshine at Epcot. So, if you're not just wanting a margarita.
60.3% proof. Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't think I would be drinking it at
all.
all.
Apple pie flavor. That's the funniest. That's funny.
This company comes from South Carolina. The American Pavilion has really made a big effort to get items that are from around the United States.
Another thing I like, I just noticed, we noticed, was we were in the former, I guess you could say, Duffy store. It was one of the stores.
It might still be the Duffy store, but
there's no Duffy's to be found in that store.
Well, not during the World Cup. I don't know about today.
But these are holdovers. There used to be a 30th anniversary Epcot display towards the Art of Disney, and now they have it here with all the cool Epcot vintage items. So I love it. I'm glad they repurposed that, and I hope to see more of that kind of thing around the parks.
And we are now are we heading to Magic Kingdom?
Yes, we had to kind of run out early, but we knew we could come back to Epcot, but we had appointments for haircuts. We had to make sure we got there in time. My hair was getting very, very long.
And I'm always surprised at what people who follow me on Instagram and Twitter don't realize that adults can just go get a haircut at the Magic Kingdom.
Men and women.
And I go there because I don't want hairdressers to try to sell me stuff like for thinning hair and balding, which they have tried to do, even though I'm neither.
Well, I don't go there for that. I go there for the view
and
the
like
atmosphere.
The view too.
And I love the fact that when I get my hair cut, I can look out and see Main Street, USA.
See, I like all of that. They don't do hair washing, but they will do a haircut.
Right. And they'll do, like I said, anybody's hair. We were in there, and there's a lot of, like you see
first
here,
haircuts.
First haircuts.
We saw like 3 first haircuts within a half hour or so time period.
Now I have to warn you. Now that looks like a first haircut right there.
I did not necessarily want this picture on
But sometimes the first haircut kids are very, like we saw one that was crying because it they don't know
they don't know what's going on.
Right. So you just never know. And then others
crying.
are
one
very
was
happy
really
and
crying,
they had a whole entourage taking pictures of them, sort of like you. And this is Michael. He's always been the one who cut my hair, although he was not there on Friday. So this is an older picture.
Right.
But I wanted to demonstrate, with the big scissors and comb.
And the special Mickey cape, which is not something that you wore for the haircut.
That's right. That is available on request. If you ask Michael nicely, he will pull all that stuff out. It's really a great deal. It's only about $18 for an adult haircut, plus tip. I usually give about $5 tip. And I think it's very competitive. And you're in the Magic Kingdom. How can you beat that?
Right. I love it. And then we went to go get lunch in Liberty Square.
Right.
I actually love the potatoes here, so that's what we ended up getting. Plus, grilled corn and some broccoli.
Yeah, it was somewhat healthy. We had been eating some treats earlier, so we figured this would negate the damage.
It does not negate the damage.
Yeah, probably not, but it was somewhat healthy. It's always good to have something healthy. And we went and brought it into the Harbor House, which was nice and air conditioned.
Well, the broccoli is from the Harbor House, and then the others are from the little market area.
Right. So, and we also took a quick ride on the mine train. Always liked the mine train, although you had a little trouble with your foot getting out of the car.
It is a little tight, and especially, I'm still healing on the foot. So, and then we went over to Space Mountain.
Right. This is something new at the exit to Space Mountain. You can charge your phones, and it's totally free. You just put your credit card in to access the door, and that's how it knows who you are. So they're not charging your credit card. It's just to be able to get in and out of the drawer.
Right, and I always carry a massive battery at this point, so it isn't necessary for us. But if you forget the battery, I guess it's a nice little thing just in case.
It's nice to know that it's there, and again, you can't beat the price. It's a free thing at Disney. Right,
and we are here in Tomorrowland still, or just outside of Tomorrowland, checking out the hub expansion, which has been ongoing for months already, I think since around January.
Right, we put a picture on the Mousesteps Facebook page, and it got quite the response, so I kind of looked into it. This whole area, the moat used to go all the way through that sandy area underneath the bridge. Well, that's not going to be the case. They're going to fill that all in. It's going to be like a grassy park-like area, and it'll expand the area that people can watch the fireworks, and they're also doing that fill-in on the other side of the moat here, as well as some work on the, well, they've already removed the swan boat.
But they are keeping the dragon.
Of course,
so that's awesome.
Yeah, you can feel good knowing that classic dragon is still there.
He's just about the only thing that's still there at this point.
I think. It's yet to be seen how it's all going to turn out, but I have high hopes that it'll be an improvement. On our way out, we noticed they're advertising Frozen at Hollywood Studios.
Everywhere there.
Even the guide map.
Even the guide map, the little thing inside the guide map. Yep.
That would be the Times Guide, the little insert there.
And I guess even at Downtown Disney, they have it. They're advertising for Frozen fun everywhere. Yeah, Frozen Summer Fun.
You cannot get away from the Frozen, no matter where you go. Not that you'd want to.
And not from Epcot either, and we'll show you that later.
So we went back to Epcot. First stop for me was to go get Volume 2, the newest issue of Figment Comic, which I have Volume 1. And this is what a perfect place to get it.
I didn't know it was Marvel until
I told you it was Marvel.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You told me. I didn't know it was.
It's a great comic, and I can't wait for number 3.
And next we headed to Mexico.
That's right, to continue our quest of shopping and favorite snacks.
Right, and we didn't eat any snacks at Mexico, but I did pick up an item here. They actually have so many nice, I don't want to say...
Oh, is that what you got here? It's a skull from the Day of the Dead? Sure, your family member would love such a thing.
No, nothing like that. They have a lot of items that are inexpensive in Mexico.
This is the gift there. I find this very suspicious, though, because Pluto is holding a bone and he's talking to these skeletons. Do you see anything missing?
I don't think he's talking to them.
Well, well, perhaps. No, he's giving them a funny look, though.
So this we just picked up. It was about $5 minus my discount for this coaster. Then we headed over to Norway very quickly, clearly.
Definitely a favorite place of ours, the Kremlin Bakery.
Right. We often will get a sandwich here or a school bread or both. And this was something that I don't remember ever seeing before in this nice display with you have Olaf and Elsa.
Yeah, I don't think this was here when Anna and Elsa were here.
No,
I'm pretty sure
they were not. I don't think we would have noticed it.
Right. But hey, last week we had Olaf on a stick. We have it topped here. Sugar cookie and marshmallow Olaf on a straw.
We did not buy it for $5. I thought it was a little pricey. And
but Olaf on
I don't need a straw. I don't need another Mickey straw. And there is Christoph bun cake, but he is on a ring, like a kind of a plastic ring,
like a kid's item there. But it doesn't mean it's not a good bun cake.
Right. It could be a fine
bun cake.
But it didn't draw me to it.
With a collectible Christoph ring.
We just went with our ordinary favorite. I don't want to say ordinary.
It's
our
school
favorite.
bread. We often get the school bread. It's very cheap. It's only about $2.60 or something like that.
$2.69, I believe it is. And you have the custard inside, or the custard on top. and then you have the the coconut and everything.
Definitely,
it's really good.
definitely. It's the carrot cake cookie of Epcot for us.
Yes.
One of our favorite items. You started to take some beautiful, beautiful night pictures. Here is a shot you got of
China.
Of China, yeah.
So, and I love taking evening photos. It's something I haven't done much in the last few years, but I do love it.
These are some gift rejects. We weren't sure
it wasn't
that
a reject.
your
I wish
family...
I had. No, I wish I had bought that one. That was the one that
But
I
you
wish...
thought they might be offended
No,
by
I
the bear
didn't-
breath,
no.
the panda poop, perhaps.
I didn't realize that we were running out of time so quickly, or else I would have picked up
So
the other
you
panda.
regret not getting the panda
I do. I would
breath?
have gone. I would have gotten that one because I thought it was cute.
Here's my favorite picture that you took of the night. This is the frozen fireworks from the Hollywood Studios.
We were not expecting it.
As seen from Epcot World Showcase with, I love that you have the American Adventure Pavilion with the red, white, and blue fireworks. That was awesome.
And we did not, we totally didn't expect it. We're in China and all of a sudden it's like boom. And it's like, what is that? So we headed over. This was a extra magic hours night, but you can always stick around World Showcase
Yeah, this
for a
was
little while.
9:45 when the fireworks started, and we had already seen the illuminations when we were having our school bread. So this was a pleasant surprise, and again, it was
Look how gorgeous it
wonderful.
looks. And next time I would like to be between the two shops at the beginning of World Showcase. I think that would even be a better view. It would be nice to see it from different viewpoints.
The only thing is from that angle, the fireworks would be above Japan, but because see when you were to go back to Show Center, it would move. That's to the right.
But you know what? It would still
be
be cool.
awesome. It would still be cool.
It would be new pictures.
But
new
this is
type
the
of
only
pictures.
place you could possibly go to get them over the American Pavilion, which was again wonderful. So
well, I highly recommend after Illumination, stick around a half hour, and you get during the summer you get a second fireworks show.
now, just in the very nick of time before they closed for the night, we managed to get to the refreshment port.
And we don't usually eat this much junk food in a day.
Oh, of course, never. We would never do
well,
such a thing.
when we're at Disney sometimes, but not
Croissant
at home.
donut a la mode. And, we didn't need the a la mode, I guess.
No, I don't think it's not like the ice cream in France. It's just like soft serve.
I think the cronut is better without the ice cream.
Right. I wouldn't get the
But we
a la
had
mode
not
again.
had the cronut before, so... And
We had
this guy
mini
doesn't look
ones.
like he's hurting either.
We had mini the cronuts, but not the full one. And I think I would get that again, but no ice cream.
Right. So it wouldn't make it to one of our favorites, although this is another nice night shot you took that night. What a great time. Always, always, always have fun at Epcot. I actually can't wait to go back to Epcot, and we ran into a lot of people we know there.
Tons of people we know.
So it almost felt like, a homecoming in a way. It was so nice because we have spent so much time at the studios and over at Islands.
And I can't wait to
get... Or also Universal.
Maybe this week we'll get back to Epcot because I really do love it there. And I would like to see the frozen fireworks again from a different vantage point.
So now we're going to start over at Universal with our coverage of Diagon Alley.
Right, and we're actually not going into Diagon Alley in this, right? We're going to be riding the Hogwarts Express. We are Harry Potter novices, as you would say.
Very much a novice.
I have seen the first movie. You have seen the first two movies, and that was when they came out.
When they came out. So, and I've not read any of the books. I've not followed it. After the second movie, I didn't find it something I needed to.
And maybe at some point we will watch them, but that doesn't mean we can't appreciate everything here. And the experience during the soft openings of actually visiting Diagon Alley was pretty remarkable. They did a great job with the details inside here.
Absolutely. We spent 2 days at Diagon Alley, and it was amazing. It was the most amazing thing I've seen, and that's not knowing anything about anything as far as the whole Harry Potter universe is. But that said, we're going to start off here on we're going on the Hogwarts Express. We're going to start from King's Cross, which is a real station in London that you've been to.
I have been. I don't really remember that much about it. I think it's similar, but I don't think it's like an exact clone of it or anything like that. But you enjoyed seeing that they had beers from England, and you didn't get one,
I find it interesting that you can actually, so there's the English beer, although they had Stella there, which is not from England. But you can actually have the beer while you're waiting, just like going on a real train, and then drink it as you're on the train.
And we didn't realize it was only supposed to be like a 10-minute wait, but it ended up being over a half hour.
This is tremendous. I do like this effect, the platform 9.5, where you sort of go through the brick wall. Again, we're really not sure what it means, but it's a very cool effect. And, we have friends friends that are actually from England, from London, and they've been to King's Cross, and they say
they work at We
work
have
there,
friends
yes.
who work at King's Cross,
and they say this is much cleaner than the real one, apparently. So that's the feedback we're.
Well, we'll have to head over there when we're over in London.
And I was told not to get a sandwich from the real one. So
we'll go to Pret a Manger.
Yes, we will have to try that out ourselves. But again, this is tremendous, tremendous theming. Even though I've not been to the real one, I can appreciate how amazing. You really do feel like you're going to be boarding a train.
And they have the animatronic owl named Hedwig. It's like a snowy white owl. We just looked that up.
Looked it up.
We had to get the name.
That's right.
And it was a very nice detail in the queue.
Right. And you know, the train is not a real steam engine train, but you would think it is, the way it sort of lumbers and it sounds, and there's the smoke coming out and everything. It's just unbelievable how everything feels so real here.
Right. Again, just like the owl, because Owl's looking around, and and again, you didn't even notice it at first. I'm like, did you get the owl?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We saw a real owl recently at SeaWorld, and it's hard to tell the difference between this guy and the real one, although I think this guy could probably turn his head a little farther.
I don't know. The other one did a whole turn.
That's right. So anyway, and you can see it was, even though this was a soft opening, it was kind of crowded. That's only because there was a breakdown. Otherwise, this has been a very quick line compared to some of the lines, especially the lines for the Gringotts.
Right, it broke down quite a bit on here. I was saying a half hour, but I think we waited an hour when it said 10 or 15 minutes. So you just don't know. The breakdowns can take a while. Right.
So we're going to take a look inside the car here. It's very realistic. Looks
it feels
just like
really
you're
like
really
a train.
In a train. Although you really are in a train.
You are, right. And we're heading into the compartment now. There you are. It does really, I guess, up to 8 guests can be in here. And it really feels like a compartment, like I've done overnight trains and such. And it really has a realistic feel. And you really are moving. This actually is from the return trip. We had taken the train from King's Cross to Hogsmeade, and then you have to get off, wait in the queue again. There's no round trips or anything. And as a matter of fact, now that it's opened, I think they limit you to 1 way per day. Well, it's 1 way per day, but then there's standby. There's a special queue if you want to really go on it again. But as you can see, it's really amazing. I mean, the feel, you really feel like you're there. You're looking out. This one ride in particular, though, at least for me. Oh, by the way, I love these effects. The look at the kids. Because you have these characters, like somebody just ate a spider there and all this. Again, did they eat a spider? Yeah, that's what just happened. Oh, I didn't know that. So all I could say, and there is the night bus. All I could say is this really would be so much better for us, or at least for me, if I knew the characters, if I knew the story better. I think this suffers if you don't know. I think it's interesting, but you really have no idea what you're watching. That's what I felt. Do you feel that way? I do feel that way. I mean, if we can find time, we should probably watch a few of the movies. But that doesn't mean that you still can't appreciate it. And there were one of the girls, crying, and there was a lot of people crying going into Diagon Alley. We were not crying. No, we were crying when we got home and we looked at our credit card bill because we bought so many ice creams and food items and various things. Didn't buy that much ice cream, but there was no emotional attachment to us because we don't know the characters, we don't know the stories. So we just enjoy it for what it is. As a theme park fan, you can tell it's very well done. It actually makes me want to go back and revisit the movies. And everyone says we need to read the books. Or visit the movies that you didn't see, which is almost all of them. Visit them. That's quite a big visit. Who has time to be watching I know. Long 2-hour... ABC Family had everything on. We don't get ABC Family, but I was surprised at that. Anyway, so next week we're going to do our best to talk about the Diagon Alley. We're going to try to learn what we can from what we've saw. We pretty much have a video of everything. They will not let us record the Gringotts ride. Right. What is the official name? Escape from Gringotts. Okay. I believe it is. And there's double fisting 2 butterbeers, frozen. Oh, there's our friend the Fox. Ice cream. That was when we had our first butterbeer ice cream. I came right from Daytona to Universal to try that. And I tried this fishy green drink. I didn't think it was good. I ended up throwing it out for $5. It really does add up. That was our first night together there. We had really good times. Again, I know I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back lots and lots of times, and I'll probably learn a lot about this whole
putter thing. So, and we closed. We were the last official guests out
during
on
the last soft opening day
before the big grand opening.
And then we were on the Carnival Legend just for a few hours. We were there for a media announcement. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we also took a little tour of the ship. We have not been on the Carnival Legend before.
Right, and it looked like a very nice ship. This is the upper deck with a pool, and boy, it was a warm week, a warm day, and I was kind of jealous of these people swimming.
I know, it was like, well,
it looked so comfortable.
We sort of wanted to travel. But they actually put in millions of dollars in upgrades recently. It wasn't a big Carnival Sunshine type dry dock event. And there is the city of Tampa.
Yes, this was actually in Tampa, the city of Tampa, which we go to all the time. We just saw where we see the Tampa Bay Lightning play, and right down there is the first Splitsville we ever went to.
Right, and I had, we go over here to the stadium to see the Tampa Bay Lightning, but for some reason I had no idea the Port of Tampa was like within a stone's throw.
Distance.
I know.
Like we went to
you
concerts.
Could walk there in like 10 minutes.
Right, so who knew that they actually have a cruise terminal
here? It's like, look,
here.
there's I knew they had one in Tampa, but I didn't realize it was right on top of the stadium.
Now this looks like it's one of the new features to this ship.
It is the Green Thunder Slide. It has 187 foot. It is 187 feet with a 34-foot drop, and it goes up to 25 miles an hour.
See, this is right up my alley. As you know, I'm a huge fan of all these water slides and everything, and I still say the ones on the Carnival Sunshine, the very best. They rival water parks we've been to. Unbelievable.
And it would be nice. Maybe one of these days we'll get to. Well, not me, but you might go.
Yeah, you're not doing it no matter what. I don't think.
And I believe that is called the Twister Slide. But again, that area is new here. The Green Thunder Slide.
This is more your style here. I could see you falling asleep in one of these little blue cocoons.
I'm actually not somebody who, I'm
actually you aren't.
I'm not somebody who just like lounges around too often, but it's nice to do it occasionally. And I like to move about the ship more. I
believe this is their steak upscale
like
steak
an upscale steak, steakhouse.
Where you actually choose your cut of beef.
Right, and they have a steakhouse, I believe, on every ship, and it costs extra. It might be $35 or so on here.
There's your favorite, those glass stairs, where as you walk down the stairs, you look straight down.
No,
you sort of took an alternate route to go down.
I did because I have to look down for my foot, and I just couldn't do it.
Oh, there's that the steak I was talking about. Oh boy, that looks good.
And I have heard nothing but rave reviews of the steakhouses on Carnival. Carnival actually has some excellent food.
So this Red Frog Pub is also new to the Carnival Legend, correct?
Right, it's part of the Carnival 2.0 features.
So this is the reason we were there. Cigar City Brewery is Cigar City Brewing has a new deal with Carnival where all the ships that leave out of Florida will now have Cigar City Brewing. And oh boy, we got to sample it. It was so good.
Well, I actually do not drink beer, but I had a glass of wine. But you loved both of those. And Cigar City Brewing, I did not realize was only about 5 years old. It really has made a name for itself in Florida.
Oh yeah, I actually really like the Invasion myself. Pale Ale, I was a big fan of that. Although the Florida Cracker was quite good too.
And there is a ice sculpture, and we have some executives
dignitaries
here
from Cigar City and from Carnival to celebrate the new partnership. So no, it was a really nice event, and they gave us lots of beer.
They gave me beer, but I gave it to you. So
it wasn't a bad thing, I'll tell you that. So in keeping with the whole theme of the day, we ran into some friends on board who suggested we go to Cigar City Brewing, the actual brewery, and take a tour of the brewery. So we did that.
Right, and we have done a couple brewery tours before. This was a very nice one as well. And
this is
C3PO.
Yeah, it's actually it's number C3, barrel number C3, but somebody put PO and put a picture of C3PO. I thought that was great. And 99 bottles of beer on the wall. There's a lot more than that. But I think you can see, this is what I like. Just to get in, you have to buy a beer at the bar, and you can keep the glass, and you actually drink the beer while you're doing the tour. Those are our friends there.
And that's Amanda Tinney from Where's Amanda and Kelly Matheny from the Orlando Lady Crafters, and crafters meaning craft beer.
Right, very nice hanging out with them as always. And of course, I took home a little souvenir
a
from
growler.
Cigar. Yeah, so what a great time. Hopefully we'll investigate that a little further. But now we're moving on. Again, our good friends at Pixie Vacations have provided us with a little video from Disneyland Paris. We also have a giveaway.
Right, I'm very excited about the giveaway.
And here are the giveaway items. We have a Disneyland Paris keychain and a brand new Disneyland Paris Remy, the new Remy attraction pin.
And they're 2 separate items, and just let us know which one you would like to win, and it will be random.
Right, and the contest, I think what we should do is, because this week's video segment is all about Tomorrowland, what is your favorite all-time Tomorrowland attraction? Can be from any park, anywhere in the world. Just let us know. And
that will be on the Mousesteps Facebook page by July 22nd. Midnight EST, that's 2014, for those who might be watching in a year.
That's right. Well, good luck, everybody. And I'm going to now introduce Steve Griswold from Pixie Vacations. He is going to take us on a little tour of Tomorrowland at Disneyland Paris. So here we go.
I love the Tomorrowland at Disneyland Paris. Very futuristic, very Jules Verne-like. It's just super, super cool. Here, just take a look over here at Space Mountain. They have Buzz Lightyear, Laser Blast. They also have Space Mountain Mission 2, Star Tours, the original Star Tours, Autotopia, which is kind of like the Speedway over at Disney World. I love, love, love the Tomorrowland. Very, very, very cool.
So what did you think of Tomorrowland at Disneyland Paris? You've been there before.
Right, well, several times, and hopefully you'll get to go there too. But Space Mountain hurt my head, so I'm hoping that they have fixed that a little bit since the last time I've been there.
More cushioning in Space Mountain Volume 3. Thanks again to Pixie Vacations for providing that, and we'll have much more of that kind of thing coming up.
Right, and PixieVacations.com also handles Universal Vacations, and thanks to Maple Leaf Tickets.
That's right, our official ticket agency, and of course, our longtime sponsor, Theme Park Connection. Thanks as always. We will see everybody next week and have a great week.
Have a great week.